At the time of this recording, we are gearing up for peak holiday season. And if you are someone who works in retail or CPG, all I can think of is Black Friday and promotions. Now, with that being said, I know many a brand that have failed because they were just trying to keep up with the promotions. And that's not what you want to do. Promotions can turn into a cycle that erodes margins, muddies the water on true consumer loyalty, and also gets the consumer on an only buy when on promo kind of cycle. That's not what you want. Hi, everyone. My name is Monique Benoit. I'm an ex-retail buyer who has helped build brands at retailers for the past decade. I'm really excited to come to you today to talk a little bit about strategic promotions and the role they play in helping you build your brand and overall revenue. If you're a beauty retail enthusiast, an aspiring entrepreneur, or a current CPG brand owner, this is the place for you. Stay tuned as we get into strategic promotions and how they impact your business. Let's get into it. As of the published date of this episode, I am an associate of Ulta Beauty. The ideas and thoughts represented here are my own and not that of my employer. Let me just start off by talking about why strategic promotions matter. They're more than just building in discounts and allowing people to test out or try your brand. If leveraged appropriately, they can be a fantastic tool to help you grow visibility and your top line revenue. But here's the thing. A random sale here and there is not necessarily going to get you to that strategic growth that I was just talking about. Strategic promotions can align with your business goals by allowing you to tie those promotions to whatever that overall goal is for what you're trying to achieve. So, for example, if you want folks to try out a new product, you might run a gift with purchase promotion where you allow folks to get a free sample of a new product that you're offering once they buy a product that's already tried and true. Alternatively, you might encourage folks to stock up to drive top line revenue by offering a buy one, get one 20% off or buy one, get one 50% off in order to drive that overall volume. And I also know that bundling and saving is a huge promo tactic that many DTC brands use. That's another fantastic tool to drive that overall average order volume up and really get folks to try different types of products within your assortment. When done appropriately, these types of strategic promotions can create urgency, but also create loyalty within those customers. Another thing that I've seen with promotions is tying those promotions to a rewards program, which drives loyalty. Again, if you are strategic about the way that you think of your promotions, it can drive your top line revenue, loyalty, and help you achieve your overall brand goals. As I shared in the beginning of this video, we are nearing holiday season at the time of this recording. And that's actually another thing that can be super helpful when planning promotions, aligning those promotions with key holidays and key seasonality. What do I mean? Go ahead and look online and do a search of what are some common holidays that folks like to celebrate. And if those holidays are aligned with your brand, well, get on it. For example, if you are a color cosmetics brand that has a lot of lip gloss or lipstick products, National Lipstick Day is the holiday for you. By aligning yourself with some of these key holidays that everyone isn't necessarily celebrating, you're able to tap into that consumer, remind them why you're important, and also giving them a little treat for something that's important and special to them. They'll love it. Additional holiday times to think about that are key moments when driving sales and revenue include Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, even Halloween, believe it or not. Depending on the category that you're in, all of these holidays have various things in common, and that is that consumer behavior changes based on that holiday. So go ahead and do your research to understand what holidays might be tied to different categories and see if there are ways for you to tap into these consumer trends to help drive revenue for your business. Now that we've talked about being strategic with promotions and also looking at that calendar, let's talk about something else that's important when it comes to promotions, and that's analyzing them. If you have listened to this show long enough, you know that I am someone who loves to talk about data and looking at the numbers. After all, if you're trying to drive a scalable business, you must be looking at the numbers. So, while it's important for you to offer these promotions, it's also important for you to look back on the performance of these promotions to see, did this work? Post-promotion analysis is where you go and understand the effectiveness of the promotion. This is also a place where you can compare to see if certain promotions work better than others. One thing to keep in mind when you're looking at this analysis is to consider your baseline weeks of sales that you're using to compare this promo week with your non-promo week. One thing that I did often when I was a buyer was I kept a promo tracker to know which promotions I was running and when I was running them. This was a way for me to keep in mind and plan for the future, because if there was a promotion that was successful last year, I wanted to make sure that I would run it again, or what we would say is comp that, so that we knew that we were going to see the same lift in the following year. As I talked about that promotional calendar, as I talked about analyzing things, that is another key element to managing promotions strategically. Write it down. There's no way that I would be able to remember all of the promotions or the brands or even the offers that I ran in the previous year. So make sure that you write it down. This can be tracked in something as simple as an Excel spreadsheet. I recommend that you put the time in the columns so that you're tracking it by week or by month, and then go ahead and put the products or the categories that you're running the promotions on in the rows. That way you can easily see if you ran a promotion on the whole brand, if you ran a promotion on certain subcategories of your offering, or if it was just for a specific item. This will also be helpful for you to keep in mind as you look back and want to know what you did in future years. This might be more important when you are a little bit past this early stage, because so many early stage brands are seeing such significant growth, but it's also something that's important to keep in mind as you plan for the future. That's all about promotions. To recap what's important when it comes to promotions, first, be strategic. Be thoughtful about your promotions and plan this out in ahead. Align with key holidays or key seasons so that you can take advantage of consumer trends that are already present in the market. Track and analyze your promotions to know if they were effective or not. And finally, in that tracking, write it down as you plan it out. That goes back into being strategic, but also allows you to plan better in the future and also know what you did in the past. Thank you so much if you're still with me watching to the end. You didn't have to, so I appreciate you still being here. If you found this helpful, I encourage you to share this episode with a friend or a colleague. Leave a review on Apple or Spotify podcasts. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.